on, everybody, man? In today's episode, we are going to give you, like we always do, our weekly sports review. This week, we are going to we talked about him last week, man. I mean, he's the greatest scorer in NBA history at this point in time. So LeBron finally breaks a 40-year-old record, if I'm not mistaken, and passes Kareem on the all-time scoring list. We're also going to touch on the NBA trade deadline. There was a couple of huge deals that actually happened. And in our Boston sports moment of the week, Rennie's going to give you a breakdown of Tatum leaving a man down. So leading in with LeBron breaking the scoring record. I think that, I mean, everybody kind of saw it coming, man. He only needed, when we recorded last week, man, he only needed 36 points in order to be able to get to the record. And he did it at home. I thought that was actually pretty dope. But at this point in time, man, he scored 38,390 points. He's only done it in just over 1,400 games. So, a lot of people that say that, he's had that longevity and everything along those lines, and that he started earlier than Kareem and everything like that. If you actually look at it, it took him less time to actually break the record than it did for Kareem. He did it shooting 50% from the field, 34% from three, and then 73.5% from the line. He's got progressively better from the line as he's gotten older. A lot of those numbers are affected by his early play. But the current active players, as far as point leaders are concerned, taking LeBron out of it, Durant is currently sitting at just over 26,000. Harden has just over 24,000. Westbrook has over 24,000. CP3 sitting just over 21,000. And then Curry sitting in right now at 21,000. It's kind of crazy to think that at one point in time, Durant, Harden, and Westbrook were all on the same team, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think that out of any of those guys at this point in time, I mean, if Curry keeps healthy, out of that group right there, he's probably the one that has the best shot to be able to do it, because he's at that point very early in his career. You know what I'm saying? So health will be a big thing when it comes to that. But also, how much longer is LeBron going to play? Because at 38, he's still playing like one of the best players in the league itself. Yeah. But yeah, man, it was a long time coming when it came to this in regards to LeBron. And like I said, it's a historical moment, man. Like I said, it's been 40 years since the record was broken previously. So you got to take something with that, man. In regards to the trade deadline stuff, man.
Oh boy.
He never understands how it happens.
I don't get it. Never get it.
The first ball to kind of drop, man, was there was news middle of the week, man, that Kyrie wanted to be traded away from the Nets. And it seemed like within hours, a deal was done. He is going to and has already started playing for the Mavericks. The deal basically, though, it's actually kind of interesting, man. Like, they received Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris. Morris brothers hold a special place in Renee's heart.
Yeah, I love the Morris brothers. Yeah.
Brooklyn has started their rebuild, though, man. Like, they picked up Spencer Dinwiddie, who's actually returning to the team. He actually used to play for them previously. Dorian Finney-Smith, who, just to kind of shout out the local spot, man, he's a graduate of IC Norcom High School. Yep. And it's crazy because Cam Thomas, who actually plays on the team already, graduated from, he graduated from Oak Hill, but he went to Oscar Smith for a few years. So he's a 7'5" kid too. But they also actually picked up second round pick in 27, an unprotected first round pick in 29, and a second round pick in 29. So when you start talking about, rebuilding your stuff, you got to get stuff going in the draft in order to be able to eventually be able to make some sort of a trade for somebody to be able to get that type of stuff going in the future for you. So, and then the other one, man, that happened within a day, Kevin Durant wound up going to the Suns, you know what I'm saying, which they are now the clear-cut favorite to win the NBA title, because you partner him up with CP3, you partner him up with Devin Booker, you partner him up with your boy in the middle. And it's your boy, Renee, DeAndre Ayton. But the big thing is that Brooklyn, again now, in back-to-back days, they picked up Mikal Bridges, which is a huge addition for them. Yeah, Cam Johnson, which is he's a shooting maniac. And then that wily veteran Jay Crowder. But the biggest thing was that they picked up 4 unprotected picks in 23, 25, 27, and 29. And then they also have a 28 pick swap with them. So over the course of those two trades alone, they picked up a second round pick in 27. They picked up a first round pick in 23, 25, 27. They now have 2 first round picks in 29. And then they picked up the 28 pick swap and then the 29 second round pick. So the Nets did what you're supposed to do if you're going to offload superstars. You're never going to get back the equivalent of what you're giving away when you're giving up a guy like Kyrie and then Durant, who could arguably go down as one of the top 5 players to ever play the game. But for them to get back the haul that they got in regards to draft picks, it's just setting them up, if you would, for the future itself.
All I want to say in terms of the Nets is the Boston Celtics broke y'all. Everybody in Brooklyn that had all kind of shenanigans and crap to say about my city and my boys, they won. The Nets gave us pretty much Tatum and Brown, or take them, thank you. Then they got swept. What happened? Harden bounces after the Celtics wrecked their world. Kyrie got yelled and like ran out of Boston. He looked like he about to cry on screen. He immediately asked for a trade. And then your Twitter fiend, Kevin Durant, is the next one to go. So we ain't win the championship, but we broke Brooklyn. Salute to the beam. Congrats to the king. You know, is he the GOAT? I'll leave that up for you guys. I have my GOAT. So congrats to LeBron, though. Kyrie, like, all I can say about that guy is he keeps the timelines jumping. Like, he stays relevant. For all the crap that he talks about and does, like, go on Twitter, go on Instagram. Like, everybody's talking about him. Boston media, I'm going to need y'all to stop talking about Kyrie. We don't give a shit anymore. Every time I turn around, we got to throw it in there. Like, I don't know. Like, we owe him some kind of, like, airtime. Get rid of it. He's whack. We don't care. Dallas, good luck. This year, you're going to be fine. Next year, we'll have a different segment where you guys are going to be unloading that dude, too. It's inevitable. I'm sorry. That's just how the dude is made up.
He's a free agent in the summer.
You know, here's what I'm saying. Even if they re-sign Boyd, how long you think it's going to take before he's going to do something crazy, something disastrous, something uncouth, something that somebody's going to want to dump him in a, like, trash can in the back of the arena every year. Good luck, Dallas. KD to the Suns. I don't know if I'm ready to give them the title yet, and part of that is because I'm going to stand with my boys. I think Boston is very well positioned to take it this year if they play with some grit. That's always been my biggest critique with my team, is that they're a bunch of nice guys. Like, there's no dog in there other than Marcus Smart, to me. So that's why he mentioned, like, the Morris brothers. Like, those are my boys. And they're Philly cats. They're getting your face. We need that because you have to have an enforcer. Like, as much as I'm not the hugest Draymond, Green fan, like, we need somebody like that to, like, knock you down and look at you like, get up if you want to, because you're going right back down to, like, that's what we need. So I don't know if the Suns got everything they need. Like, CP is, like, 47 years old. Booker, I like him a lot. Like, there was a point I almost wanted him to get traded to the Celtics at one point. Like, I like Book. And then KD, like, for all of his, like, greatness, I don't believe in Boyd, man. Like, I just don't. And there was a time he was actually my favorite player in the league. Like, he got crybaby tendencies. Like, he's gonna be arguing with people on Twitter. Like, play the game, son. Like, I don't know. So, and then they do have Ayton, which I still think Boston should have made a run for him to get some size in there. But, the trade deadline and all that stuff, it's a lot of talk. E and I talk about this all the time. Like, names that'll go out there, teams that are always involved. For some reason, Boston is always like hinted around, but we never really do anything. So I can't get really excited about trade deadlines because I know it's going to amount to jack shit. Like, they're not going to do anything, or they're going to get some boy that I've never heard of, or I forgot he existed. They're like, oh, we got such and such from this team, and we only gave up 2 rounds. Like, who is he? What did he do? And why did we get him? And how did I miss it? Because I'm in it. I'm in Boston sports. Like, I read and I research and I'm on it. So I don't know, like, stuff that I would be like, yo, they should do this. They don't. Or they shouldn't do that, and they do it. And I'm just, like, left flabbergasted. But I don't know. As far as the other trades, yeah, some teams got better, some teams got worse. Rewinding back to like LeBron, like you see AD's response when Boy was winning it. Like again, like that's your man. Like I don't care if the game is out of like if you're gonna lose, like your man just hit a milestone. Why are you looking like somebody kicked you in the nuts? Like
He was the only dude on the Lakers team that was actually still
salty.
on the bench.
And then he got to go online and explain it. Like, don't be in a position to have to explain yourself. Like, handle your business. Be a professional. It's a moment. You might have been out of line. Your game might have been gone, but your man just did something unique and special. So I would suggest get up.
Yeah,
get up. Say congratulations. Go give him a hug. Like, I don't know what he was emotional about, but I need everybody to fold up their panties and act like they have some sense. Now, going back to my boys, did you see Tatum run into Brown, who's my favorite Celtic player, and crush his face? And did you see when Boy hit the ground, Tatum is doing everything except checking on his man? I got problems with that.
That the ball wasn't dead. Tatum just in most cases, man, like when you run into a cat like that, man, like, you know, there's instances where you've seen it plenty of times where you run into a dude and the dude just gets up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to get down court because at this point in time, it's 5-on-3. You know, so I don't think it was done intentionally. You know what I'm saying? I know that you have issues sometimes with the way that your boys play and the way that they maneuver on the court. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily think that was something that was done intentionally. Those two dudes like playing with one another. You know what I'm saying? They also know that they're this close to being able to win a championship. With the roster that they have and everything along those lines, like they're in a good spot this year, man. You know what I'm saying? They match up well with just about everybody. Getting out of the East is going to be tough because you got to get through Milwaukee. You got to get through Philly. You know what I'm saying? But you guys have owned Philly recently as far as Boston is concerned. So the thing that's going to be crazy, though, is that if everything kind of plays out the way that they're looking at it, there's a possibility of our boys meeting in the first round, and that's going to get ugly. We're going to get swept. But
who?
I don't know, man.
Like,
yeah, there's possibility.
You guys can give us the business that you have. Like, it's quite possible. That's what I'm saying. That's my problem.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That was cute.
No, you could. But my problem with it is they're not consistent. Like, I'm big on consistency. Like, they'll go out, let's say they lose to you guys by like 20. They'll go out, the next team they play, they'll beat by like 100.
Right.
So I don't like, that's what I admire about Golden State and like the old Bulls team. Like, they impose their will on you. Like, when you came to play them, if you messed up just a little bit, it was going to get out of hand. I don't think like the Celtics, for as good as they are, for the roster they have, I don't think they impose their will on people, which is why I think we need a couple of tough guys. But anyway, they're nice guys. They're all intelligent, articulate cats. I need a little bit of dog. I need somebody that's ready to like, yo, I'm going to take this L and be out next game, but I'm going to knock Boy out. Like,
I need the Detroit Bad Boys.
Right. Just a little bit of that. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Like,
little Charles Oakley, my favorite name.
Yeah.
I'll say this. If we're all doing something and I get knocked down and it's one of y'all's fault and no one checks on me, we're fighting. Check on your boy, man. Like that, it took you to like, yo. Rip. I was in Wawa's the other day. I was late for work, ran in to get like a 5-hour energy drink, and I bumped into some old little white lady. I stopped, said, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" Because I didn't want to be this menacing dude with dreadlocks and tattoo knocking over the white lady at the Wawa's. I stopped to check on her.
Time out. Wait. Did you just add an S to the end of Wawa twice?
I'm old. I told you. We covered this last episode. We add S's the older we get to everything.
Hey, and I'm going to put it out there right now, y'all. Renee talking about you better check on me. I hear from Renee at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's midnight on Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Napoli. I ain't hear from Renee all day the other day. And I'm sending out smoke signals, you know, everything. And this dude he refuses to answer me because he's having a bad day. I even hit up E. I'm like, yo, have you talked to this joker? He's like, he just popped up in the chat.
But what did I say though? But what did I say though? I had that joker's job open in a tab on my computer because I was going to call today at school to find out what was going on.
See, perfect example, Royce. Thank you very much. At work, they were running me
my-
ragged. My man's in Italy was like, send out the SOS ASAP. The other one is in Virginia, like, yo, we about to call this place of business.
But
it's like, this dude's probably busy. I said, no, he ain't never too busy.
Huh?
He ain't never too busy. No, but the crazy part about it was the whole conversation started with, hey, man, I ain't got a whole lot of money in my account, man. I can't be bailing this dude out.
For some odd reason, people, they feel like I'm going to be the one that has to get bailed out one day for whatever the reason is. And for that, I'm sorry. I don't know what I put into the universe that has these people getting a GoFundMe account in case I go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. But
no, we've already had that conversation.
They were concerned. And that's my point. My boys were concerned because they're genuinely my boys. I have a problem with dude breaking cat's face and more worried about who's inbounding the ball, what the ref missed, while dude is concussed on the ground, rolling around. Like, what are you doing? Stop for a second. Danny on the joint talking about, I need to help him buy a mask, or I think I owe him a car. You damn right you owe him a car.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And that's it.
On a side note, though, man, kind of keeping up with like the whole NBA trade deadline, man. Just to give you your old general manager a shout out, man.
He had 1,000 picks. He's
got 15 picks in the next 6 years in the first round.
Yeah, I'm glad you said
Jazz,
that.
so.
Whatever Brooklyn has, they're about to ship half of that to Danny Ainge. Watch.
Yep.
Yeah, Ainge is big on the draft, man. It's crazy, man. And you know, the funny part is that, you know, like with this week, man, like there wasn't a whole lot sports related that went on because basketball is pretty much it right now. Well, for us anyway. I mean, we're not really big into hockey or anything like that, but you know, you had the NFL honors and you know, you got your offensive rookie of the year, your defense rookie, your MVP and stuff. But it's not the competition. And I mean, I think that's what we enjoy the most when it comes to the sports piece is actually seeing dudes get out there on the court, on the field, whatever the case may be, and competing with one another. But no, man, I mean, it was an interesting week because of, you know, you don't normally see banner players like that get traded, especially from the same team in back-to-back days. I do think that it's going to be funny though, like years from now, we're going to sit down and say, you know, at one point in time, the Nets had Harden, Durant, and Kyrie, and they won 7 playoff games total.
That's an epic failure of grand proportions. Like, that says a whole lot about the people that they had. I don't care about the stats. We talked about this too. Their character must have extremely sucked for them to be like, we're going to get rid of 2 top 5 maybe players in the league? Definitely top 10. And they were like, goodbye. I'm done. We'll start over.
I don't even.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I don't even watch basketball. I love sports, but basketball has never been my big one. But I know those names as top, like you said, maybe not top 5, but top 10 players.
Easy.
You have 3 on a 5, you know, player team squad and you can't win a championship. Yeah, something's wrong.
I'm not even worried about you winning.
Is wrong.
I'm not even worried about you winning a championship. I mean, you lost in you won 1 playoff series. 1.
Yeah, no. You need to.
I mean, health did have a lot to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have, you know, and I mean, they're also a big toe away from beating Milwaukee a few years ago. I mean, I get that. I understand that. But I mean, I'm just, I don't know, man.
3-point line. That jacked up the dynasty. That 3-point line debacle.
They ruined it for them.
They haven't been right since then.
All right, everybody, that is going to do it for our weekly sports review. As always, follow us on all of our social media. Make sure that you are hitting that like button and hit that subscribe button down below so that you can go ahead and get all of the videos when we post them. We are the Homie Trinity, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out and checking us out. Peace.
Peace.